When I began my life's work, I set out to discover what separates those who merely wish from those who achieve. After interviewing some of the most successful men of our time, Carnegie, Edison, Ford, and dozens more, I found one principle that rose above all others. It was not luck, it was not education, it was not even genius. It was a clear, unwavering purpose, a definite chief aim. This aim is not a passing desire or a vague dream. It is a single, dominant goal that organizes all of your thoughts, decisions, and actions toward its achievement. It is the fixed point on your horizon that keeps you moving forward when distractions, temptations, and doubts attempt to pull you aside. Without such an aim, most men drift. They work hard, but their energy is scattered. They may accomplish much in activity, yet little in lasting results. They wake each morning unsure whether the day will advance them toward anything meaningful. But with a definite chief aim, every morning becomes a call to action. Every choice can be measured by a single question. Will this bring me closer to my goal? If the answer is yes, you act with conviction. If the answer is no, you waste no time. I learned this from Andrew Carnegie himself, who told me that his entire steel empire was built on the strength of a clearly defined purpose. He did not try to master every industry or chase every opportunity that passed his desk. He devoted himself entirely to one vision, to become the undisputed leader in the production of steel. And because that aim was fixed, every decision he made, hiring, investing, innovating, was measured against it. A definite chief aim acts like a magnet, pulling resources, people, and opportunities toward you. It gives you a reputation for decisiveness. It allows others to see where you are going, and many will be drawn to help you because they admire your certainty. Do not confuse this with stubbornness. A man with a definite chief aim is not rigid in method. He may adjust his strategy 100 times, but his destination never changes. He will bend, adapt, and learn, yet he will not lose sight of the summit he has chosen to climb. Most men fail not because they lack ability, but because they attempt too many things at once, never committing to one with all their heart. They scatter their energy like a farmer scattering seed in the wind, and then wonder why no harvest comes. If you would join the ranks of those who accomplish great things, you must decide clearly, specifically, and without hesitation what it is you are going to achieve. Write it down, see it every day. Let it guide you as the North Star guides a sailor in the night. When a man adopts a definite chief aim, something remarkable happens. His mind begins to organize itself around that purpose. What once appeared as random thoughts and impulses becomes a coordinated stream of ideas, all pointing toward the same destination. The scattered energy of indecision gives way to the concentrated power of focused desire. I have seen ordinary men with no extraordinary advantages rise to remarkable heights simply because they knew exactly what they wanted and refused to be diverted from it. And I have seen men of great talent achieve little because they chased too many objectives and committed fully to none. A definite chief aim does more than clarify your direction. It alters your entire mental chemistry. When you fix your mind on a single clear goal, your subconscious begins to work on it day and night, whether you are aware of it or not. It will bring to your attention opportunities you might have otherwise ignored. It will alert you to resources and allies who can help you. It will sharpen your instincts for making decisions in alignment with your objective. This is the invisible power I speak of. It is not mystical. It is the natural result of giving your mind a clear and consistent instruction. A confused mind cannot act with power, but a mind that is united behind one aim becomes like a well-trained army, moving in disciplined formation toward victory. I recall speaking with a young salesman who was struggling in his career. He worked hard, but his results were inconsistent. When I asked him what his ultimate goal was, he said, "I just want to be successful." That answer told me everything. It was too vague, too undefined to inspire him or guide his daily actions. I helped him set a definite chief aim to become the top salesman in his company within 12 months. We wrote it down, made it specific, measurable, and time-bound. From that day, his approach changed entirely. Every morning he asked himself, "What can I do today to become the top salesman?" He stopped wasting time on prospects who had no intention to buy. He studied his craft with intensity. Within 10 months, he had achieved his aim. This is why I tell you, do not make the mistake of confusing activity with progress. You can be very busy and still go nowhere if your actions are not organized around a central purpose. Your definite chief aim becomes a measuring stick for every decision. Does this move me closer, or does it take me further away? And here is the great secret. Once you commit fully to your aim, you will find that many of the smaller decisions in life become easier. When you know where you are going, you know what not to do. You save your energy for what matters most, and in that economy of effort lies your advantage over the aimless man. You may be wondering, if the idea is so simple, why do so few people set a definite chief aim? The answer is plain. It requires commitment, and commitment demands courage. When you declare one clear aim, you also declare that other aims will be set aside. You cut off escape routes. You give up the comfort of drifting from one interest to another. This frightens the average man. He prefers to keep his options open, thinking that by chasing many things, he increases his chances of success. But in truth, he increases only his chances of scattering his energy until nothing of significance is accomplished. The man who tries to dig 10 shallow wells in different places will never strike water. The man who digs one well with persistence will eventually reach the source. A definite chief aim gives you more than focus. It gives you endurance. Every worthwhile pursuit will test you. You will meet obstacles, disappointments, and delays. If your aim is vague, these challenges will seem like reasons to quit. But if your aim is definite, each obstacle is seen only as a step on the path, something to be overcome because the goal is worth the struggle. When I was given the commission by Andrew Carnegie to spend 20 years studying the principles of success, I faced many moments of doubt. I was young, untested, and without wealth. I had no assurance that the task could even be completed. But I had a definite chief aim to compile, organize, and publish the philosophy of achievement in a form that could be understood and applied by anyone. That aim gave me the power to persist through long years of labor, through skepticism, through financial difficulty, and through the endless temptation to take an easier path. Without it, I would have been like a ship without a rudder, pushed by every wind, carried by every current. Instead, that aim became my anchor and my compass. Even when the seas were rough, I knew my direction. And here's what I want you to understand. When you live with a definite chief aim, you not only give your mind clarity, you send a signal to the world. People sense your seriousness. They recognize that you are not dabbling. Opportunities that pass by the casual drifter are attracted to the man with a definite purpose, because people want to be part of something driven by conviction. This is why I have often said that a definite chief aim is not just a private tool, it is a public declaration of intent. It shapes how others see you, how they speak to you, and how they choose to work with you. If you wish to command respect, begin by commanding your own direction. A definite chief aim does not only affect the present, it reshapes your future. Every choice you make today plants a seed for tomorrow, and when all your choices are aligned toward a single purpose, the harvest becomes inevitable. What others call luck is often nothing more than the natural consequence of consistent, purposeful action. This is the invisible force working on your behalf. You may not see it in the moment, but over time, your focused efforts create a momentum that draws opportunities to you. It is as if the world recognizes your seriousness and conspires to meet you halfway. The man who knows where he is going travels faster because he wastes no time wandering down roads that lead nowhere. I recall a young engineer I once advised. He had skills in several areas and was tempted to keep his career open-ended so he could pursue any opportunity that came along. But this approach left him scattered and unremarkable in each field. I urged him to choose one path to commit himself to becoming the leading authority in a specific branch of mechanical design. At first he resisted, fearing that narrowing his aim would limit his opportunities. But when he finally chose, something changed. He began to study with greater intensity, his network grew with people in that specialized field, and before long he was invited to lead a groundbreaking project. His reputation soared not because he tried to be everything, but because he became exceptional at one thing. This is the paradox of focus. By narrowing your aim, you expand your influence. When you stand for something specific, you become known for it, and being known opens doors that remain closed to the generalist. Do not mistake a definite chief aim for a rigid plan. Circumstances will change, and you must be willing to adapt your methods. But adaptation is not the same as drift. The drifted man changes his aim with every change in the wind. The purposeful man adjusts his sails while keeping his destination in sight. A true leader's mind is like a finely tuned compass, able to adjust for storms, yet never losing north. That north is your definite chief aim. Without it, you are a traveler with no map, wandering without purpose. With it, you become the architect of your own destiny. And here is something else you must understand. When you have a definite chief aim, you attract allies. People want to invest their energy where it will bear fruit. They respect the man who is willing to declare his aim and stand by it through difficulty. Your commitment inspires their confidence. This is why I tell every person I mentor, until you have defined your chief aim, you are not yet on the path to greatness. You are only preparing to begin. A definite chief aim is more than a tool for achievement. It is the foundation of self-mastery. When you set one great purpose before you, you take control of the most important power you possess, the power to direct your own mind. Without that direction, your thoughts will wander, your actions will scatter, and your results will always be at the mercy of circumstance. With it, you become the master architect of your own fate. Every day begins with intention. Every challenge is measured against your purpose. Every victory, no matter how small, becomes a step toward your ultimate goal. I have watched men transform entirely once they discovered and committed to a definite chief aim. The timid became bold because they no longer feared offending those who did not share their vision. The lazy became industrious because they had a reason to act. The uncertain became decisive because their choices had a clear standard for judgment. This is the unseen magic of a definite purpose. It changes who you are before it changes what you have. And when you change, the world begins to respond differently to you. You must remember that your chief aim is not just something you write down once and forget. It must be kept alive. Review it daily, speak it aloud, visualize it as already achieved, and let that vision guide your behavior. The more real it becomes in your mind, the more inevitable it becomes in your life. Do not be concerned if others do not understand your aim. It is not theirs to understand, it is yours to fulfill. The greatest achievements in history were often misunderstood at the beginning. Those who dared to pursue them did so not because the crowd believed in them, but because they believed in themselves. If you have not yet chosen your definite chief aim, make that your priority now. Search your mind and heart for the one goal that will bring meaning to your efforts and inspire you to persist when the work becomes difficult. Once you find it, commit yourself to it with all the energy you possess. Write it clearly, hold it firmly, pursue it relentlessly, and one day you will look back and realize that the invisible power I speak of was never truly invisible. It was within you from the beginning, waiting only for you to give it direction. That is the power of a definite chief aim. It will not only lead you to success, it will shape you into the kind of person capable of sustaining it.